we are blessed that we do live in a legal online state. New Jersey is one of very few in the country that has online poker. So it was just announced that the WPT is going to team up with Party Poker and Borgata Online Poker and have another tournament series, which is awesome, especially for all you online grinders out there. Looks like...
So this one's actually a little higher in the buy-in. So WPT matched up with Party Poker and Borgata. I believe it was in June they matched up, and they did a WPT series.
Yep.
Now, if you're from this area in the East Coast, you know that the Borgata September event is like huge. It's one of their biggest events of the year. So obviously it's not happening this year like we talked about before. There's no poker right now in New Jersey. So this is WPT, and they're going to have a trophy event. They are going to have live coverage. They're going to have Twitch final tables for this. They kind of go all out for these series. They went out and they hit their guarantees in June. Now, this one, they upped some of the buy-ins a little bit. I think the main event is actually $1,000 buy-in.
It is, but they're also... What's good about Borgata, and as a New Jersey online player, you can probably comment on it further. They've had a lot of these phased-in tournaments where you can buy in for a lower amount, and then it's kind of like a Sadie, but it's not. They cut it off at a certain point, and then you automatically carry your chip stack over into day two.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't start necessarily with the starting chip stack had you bought in for the full 1,000. You may start with more. You may start with less, depending on where you end up at the end of the night for that phased-in event. So that's also an option for some of you guys that have a tight bankroll. I think the buy-in was like 109. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Like
the 109.
$109.
109 phase tournament.
There it is right there. So, I mean,
this event's running from September 13th to the 21st.
Yep. So it's short, but with everything that we've had for the past few months since COVID hit, a lot of the online casino, online platforms have had tournament series one after another.
It's because this is the only option, and so this is new. You have to be in New Jersey to play this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play. Party Poker has announced they are applying for licensing in Pennsylvania. It hasn't launched yet. We were hoping it was going to launch by September. It's not happening yet. It's in the works. The word that I've got, we're looking probably maybe by October, we're looking for a full launch of PA. Now, I don't know if that's a merger, though, so that's the other thing. Like, for example, WSOP in New Jersey, a lot of you guys know, is merged with New Jersey and Nevada Player Pool is merged. So that's what we're hoping happens with the Party Poker in New Jersey. It merges. I don't know if that's going to happen right away. I think it will eventually happen. But for right now, it's just New Jersey only for this series. This series comes with, like, a heads up they're having.
Yeah, that's what it says here. Yep.
$500 or something heads up.
Yep.
They're also having progressive knockout bounties. Tons of qualifiers and satellites, so I'm definitely going to be firing to get in this thing. And this is like considered an actual WPT event. And so I don't know if you've seen what they're actually doing, which is kind of weird, but Hendon Mob is now surveying like series that are like main series online, not just like your average nightly like $100 buy-in stuff. So they're actually giving you like play of the year credit points for playing in these events. So like all the WSOP bracelet events that we had, those were all considered Hendon Mob caches and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of controversy over like the legitimacy of, an online score versus a live score. But I mean, look, that's just old school mentality. In today's day and age, getting recognition for an online cache or an online win is pretty much goes hand in hand with a live cache or a live win. I mean, I know the dynamics are a little bit different. The play is a little bit different, but as a live player, I find it much more difficult to have to navigate through a deep online field compared to, sitting at a live table.
Yeah.
So like we said, September 13th is when this thing kicks off. It looks like the very first event is going to be $100,000 guarantee. $215 buy-in, so that's pretty affordable for most people. I know myself, I'm probably going to throw a bullet or two at it just because that's all really we can do right now. The progressive knockouts, if you haven't played on Borgata or Party, They started this probably about a month ago. These progressive knockout tournaments. I mean, they're fun.
Yeah.
As you knock people out, your bounty becomes higher, and it just makes for a more enjoyable.
I forget who it is. Someone just came out with a book. I should have looked it up before this. Be actually prepared when we talk about this stuff. Maybe in the future we'll be more prepared. But there's actually like strategy talk about like progressive knockouts, because the one thing about it is sometimes your bounty on someone might be higher than a pay jump. So there might be like 12 people left. And you're like, okay, if I like do this like ICM situation and try to get to 11th or 10th, I get this pay jump. But you have an all-in situation where this guy has a huge amount of money in his bank, and that's actually a higher payout than the next player jump. So it's like this weird mathematical dynamic to try to figure out. And so there's actually a book out now about progressive like strategy for it. So it's pretty cool. But they're fun, man. And you know what, dude? It's cool because I'm a huge bounty. I've done good in a bunch of bounty tournaments. Like some of the better live event caches I've had have been bounty ones. And I think it's actually like a mental thing where you're like, okay, I got my money back already. And you know what I mean?
Absolutely. You play a lot looser. And,
you definitely change up, because like it can be halfway through the day and just knowing like, okay, I don't have to wait 5 more hours to get my money back. Like I already got it. Like we're free rolling for the day. It's a great feeling. And I think that's part of the mentality of like why I've done better in some of these bounty events, and the progressive is just like the same thing. So yeah, I like it, man. I'm all about it.
So with this series, from what I understand, they don't have much out yet in regards to schedule or structure, just kind of going through the highlights. I don't necessarily know if there's going to be a guarantee stamped with the main event. There's nothing really listed. They will be running Saturdays as always. Looks like $5 qualifiers. We'll move on to either a $45 satellite event or a $215 satellite event. But we will have some information in the comments as it comes out. You guys will be able to use the links, go right to the schedule, the page, even sign up for an account on Borgata or Party if you haven't had the opportunity to do so. They offer a ton of like match bonuses for new subscribers or new users and things like that. We got a video of my girl Lynn Gilmartin, the little smoky redhead. Shout out to Lynn. I know you're not going to hear this, but there you go. She's going through the whole thing, and it's kind of a big deal because again,
it's on. If you go to uspoker.com, we have the articles on there. You can check it out.
Yep. It's the first, it's the first ever WPT online Borgata series. So it should make for some good, some good poker, some good stories. Hopefully, bad beats or whatever.
That's what we got.
Yeah, that's it.